What happens when you take this giant hammer and pit it against an unbranded cabinet on the market and one of our blueprint cabinets? In this video, we put it to the test. We took both of them to the absolute destruction point, and it was pretty shocking how long it took for each one to get destroyed. We are about to run through the drunk uncle test, where your uncle's come home, he's had a bit too much, and he stumbles into the cabinet. We have a Patrick in the wild making a destruction zone. Patrick, you ready to destroy some stuff?
I'm ready.
So my background is construction right out of high school for a few years, and then I actually went and got a degree in mechanical engineering. So that's where all these calculations come from and why we're trying to bring you behind the scenes so it's not just two dudes smashing cabinets in a shop. We're actually trying to look at, all right, cool, what are the actual specs here? All right, so we are gonna destroy some things today. Basically, the angle that we're gonna be talking about is the angle here based on where the hammer is when we release it. So we're gonna get crazy and we're gonna release it from way up here, but that is the angles that we're gonna be talking about over there. So if we just come over here, we've got the calculations, right? We've got basically 2 times gravity times the length of our pivot arm times the angle times cosine, all that good stuff. And the kinetic energy is the mass of the hammer times gravity times the length of the pivot arm plus that calculation for angle. If we basically got the hammer up at 90 degrees and falling down, we've got about 15 kilometers per hour for velocity and 60 joules. And then if we lift it way up to 160, like that, we've got about 21 kilometers per hour and 116 joules, which is basically enough to break your finger. That is the engineering math behind what we're about to do. So if we're strictly talking from a visual perspective of construction and the way these are engineered, there's quite a few differences. Let's start with the front. We've got a full solid wood face frame on this one. We've just got this little metal support system here with a couple screws holding it together. This one is actually tongue and grooved into the face frame to hold it together, and then it has metal brackets front and back holding it together. If we go to the back of this one, we've just got a very, very thin, less than an 1/8 inch fiberboard as the back. You can kind of hear it rattling there. We've just got this metal spanner here, whereas this one has 5/8 inch plywood. Solid wood, you can screw it right to the wall. It's got the brackets holding it together. More tongue and groove construction here. If we look at the toe kicks here, this one has solid wood plywood all the way down to the bottom. This one just has little legs, which if I push this too hard, it'll probably just topple right over. Not great for rigidity there, but we've got 5/8 inch solid wood plywood here. We've got, a little bit over, it's like 3/4 inch melamine here. That's a big difference in quality and strength, which we're gonna see in the test as well. A mounting rail that hooks into the brackets here that are on the cabinet. And then if we didn't do this piece of 2x4 here, when we hit it with the hammer, the force would just make it slide along the rail. So that's the only reason we put that there. So Patrick's just tightening the little plastic tabs that hold it tight against the rail, because we want to make sure that no force comes this way. When the hammer hits it, we do have that 2x4 there. And then we've got these little plastic covers that hide the tabs. So we're gonna start at 30 degrees here. All right, you ready?
Let's go. It moved so much along the rail.
It ripped the rail.
It already, I think, moved so much, we're gonna have to adjust that cabinet and brace it a bit more. So we did cut up this pallet just to give it some side brace stability, just because there was so much deflection when that hammer hit that it's just trying to push itself along the rail and push itself sideways. Hopefully a little more sturdy, as if this was, say, connected to a number of cabinets going into a corner on a wall.
We're gonna try 30 degrees again and see what happens. Here we go. Now, you might be wondering what a joule is. It is an amount of energy. It's like a tiny little packet of energy that we used to cumulatively show the impact force that is exerted on the unbranded cabinet and the blueprint cabinet throughout this video. How can you put this in terms that kind of make sense in everyday language? Well, a joule, it's really, really small, but 1 joule is the exact amount of energy needed to lift a small apple about 3 feet or 1 meter off the ground, or turn on a tiny LED light. If you're throwing a baseball, that uses about 40 joules of energy. If you're riding a bike for about a second, that uses about 60 joules of energy. So we'll get back to the video, but I just wanted to give you guys that explanation so you can kind of see on our scorecard what's happening. What are they talking about with joules? So that is the energy, the kinetic energy that is transferred from the hammer to the cabinet as we go along in the test. All right, back to the video. Let's try 45.
Right there. Yep. Send it. Damage assessment after a 45-degree hit. We definitely heard some cracking on that one, but I don't see any actual battle wounds yet. I'm expecting these screws are gonna blow out pretty quickly here, especially on that front corner, but we will see. So far, so good. 45 degrees test, success.
All right, we're gonna do 60 degrees this time. 3, 2, 1, impact.
Still pretty good, definitely heard some cracking. We think there's a bit of deflection happening on this rail. It's pulling itself out of the wall, which is probably helping it throughout this test a little bit because of that side-to-side deflection, which is not a bad thing in the terms of passing this test. So we're gonna try to do more to secure this rail so it stops moving so much.
We have reinforced this a little bit over here with some shorter screws that go right into the chipboards. Again, as Patrick said, it actually is in the benefit of this cabinet. 3, 2, 1, impact. Ooh.
Heard it. Definitely a lot of cracking hearing on that one, but structurally, I think everything is holding up, but we're gonna keep on trucking.
The 70-degree test. The 80-degree test. 90 degrees, and that will be hitting, as per our calculations over on the board, that'll be hitting at 15 kilometers an hour. 3, 2, 1. 100 degrees here now.
Yeah, we got some significant damage on the inside after that 100-degree hit. We lost a foot. You can see we've spider cracked our melamine panel on the inside, and is actually continuing all the way through our face frame here. You can see where that crack is making its way through the entire gable panel. Our bottom corner is about to rip free. It might make it through the next test. We will see.
So we got some significant damage on the last one that we were rolling there. We've got the foot reinstalled. So we're gonna go for 110 degrees on this one here. Right, we are going for 120 this time. So we're gonna lift this up. 3, 2, 1.
This cabinet has seen better days. Serious spider cracking through it.
We are starting to see some significant damage. We just did the 120. As you can see, we've gone from 30 degrees. We did a couple there. We did a 45. We did a couple at 60. And then on up there, we're gonna do 135 on this round. 3, 2, 1.
I think we can call this the point of failure. It's ripped itself out of the rail on the back as well. But I will say, these stretchers, the part that I thought was gonna fail first, that little screw, it did do its job. It was actually the center of the panel that gave out, interestingly.
That's not how a cabinet should look. So now we're gonna do one more just for fun, because we like breaking stuff. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
You can see pretty much every aspect of the cabinet has failed. Not much holding that together anymore.
But we still got this one here. And the thing with this one is it is much more rigid. Patrick, how are you feeling about the test tomorrow?
Anxious. I want to see what this puppy can do.
12 sleepless hours later.
All right, we are just setting up. Patrick's getting the camera set up there, right in straight here so we can see when the hammer impacts.
So once again, we've got the cross bracing just to add some stability down here on the bottom. We do have some shims just to get our cabinet to level, and then we are screwed directly through the back of this cabinet into the OSB.
Blueprint cabinet here on the chopping block. We're basically gonna follow what we did with the unbranded cabinets. We did 2 at 30, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 up there, and you'll be able to see that as we go through. So we're gonna start with 30 degrees here. 3, 2, 1, impact. Round 2 at 30 degrees, impact. 45 degrees, impact. All right, going for 60 degrees here. So again, we're following. We did 2 on the unbranded cabinet here, and we've already done 1. So we're gonna do number 2 there at 60 degrees.
So far, so good. Don't see any signs of the impact at all. Not a dent in the plywood. Still looking good.
This is 70, 80 degrees. All right, guys, we are heading into 90 degrees. So this is where the start of failure happened for the unbranded cabinet. And it's also worth noting that this is going to impact the face of the cabinet at 15 kilometers an hour. 3, 2, 1.
90-degree status check. Nothing yet we can see. Still no signs of impact. Still looking good.
100 degrees. 110 degrees now. 120 on this one. 135. So this is where the unbranded cabinet was just completely destroyed.
So we can see here, we are starting to get a little bit of separation of the layers of plywood happening here. If you smeared some glue in here and then put a spreading clamp between your 2 gable panels, probably wouldn't even know that your drunk uncle crashed that hard into your cabinet. We're gonna keep on going and see how much this thing will take.
We have gotten to the point where we have done exactly the same amount of hits on the blueprint cabinet as the unbranded cabinet. So we're gonna take it all the way up to kaboom at 160 degrees and just keep going until we get complete destruction. So here we go. So we just did number 2 at 160. The cabinet barely looks any different there, but it popped itself out from the wall. So we're gonna reset. Round 3.
So we are seeing a little bit of separation on this side gable to our bottom and back panel.
Round number 5.
We do have a little bit of cracking here on the face frame. However, we can see here the glue has started to separate. So we've got some movement here on the face frame.
The dovetail joint style here on the face frame, even though it's moving, it's still holding it together. Number 6. Number 11, I think we need a bigger hammer soon.
Yeah, we're to the point now, guys. We don't want to be here all day. I think we're going to start pushing some extra behind the hammer just so we can go home.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
15 shots at 160. We're gonna go to 170, 180. Again, it's a very small percentage difference in actual energy that impacts it. So after that, I'm just gonna start throwing this as hard as I can. 170.
Yep. Still about the same.
180.
Damage assessment, the same.
We have way far surpassed the other cabinet there. We've done 15 up here where it was completely destroyed before for the unbranded cabinet. And I'm gonna start throwing this because we can't be here all day. So here we go with throw number 1.
Our face frame has started to crack a little bit.
Finally getting some damage.
Finally getting some failure, but yeah, cabinet's still usable. I don't know, Lewis, we might need someone a little stronger to put some weight behind that hammer.
I'm stronger.
All right, guys, we're going for throw number 2 of me throwing this as hard as I possibly can. I am the ultimate drunk uncle here, and now it's just time to destroy it. Throw number 3. Let's see if throw number 4 will get us where we need to go. All right, guys, so we have done our best to destroy this, and we've just now gotten to this point where this isn't even fully separated. It's still attached somewhat. So for science, we're gonna be smashing this one a little bit more, seeing if we can get it to look like this one. All right, guys, throw number 5 of absolutely everything I can give it here.
Our metal brackets did finally separate,
No!
pull themselves apart. The gable panel has seen better days.
No! God, please, no!
Our face frame is seen better days. And our gable on the side is somewhat missing at the bottom.
No!
Hi, Lewis here again with some more science. Now in our test, the blueprint cabinet took over 3,500 joules before it was obliterated. And the unbranded cabinet only took just over 586 joules before it was unusable. That's over 6 times more energy that the blueprint cabinets took. And on the high end, we are over double the force. That's pretty significant, right? Well, how does that apply to you? So taking an average 200-pound person, if they stumble into a cabinet and kind of just hit the side or their knee hits it or whatever, that's going to be approximately 50 to 200 joules of impact, of energy impact. That's not too bad, right? The blueprint cabinet wouldn't show anything. The unbranded cabinet, you're a third of the way there to destruction, but it's not going to be the end of the world. However, for a hard fall, or someone who's kind of running around a corner or rushing to grab their keys because they forgot them before they run back out of the car or whatever, and they trip and they hit, a knee goes right into the cabinet, that could lead to forces anywhere from 500 joules up to 1,400 joules. That's crazy, right? So on the low end, pretty much destruction, so 500 joules in the case of the unbranded cabinet. And on the high end, we are double the cumulative force that caused the unbranded cabinet to be destroyed. Pretty typical of general use. And you saw us in the middle there. We weren't quite sure how the test was going to go the next day when we did the blueprint cabinet, but it's pretty exciting and pretty fun to see how it did actually pan out. And ultimately, we're excited because that means your cabinets in your kitchen are going to last longer if you grab them from us. We didn't prove the one-hit power. We did show that over time, ours is going to sustain some pretty incredible hits. All right, there we have it.